Bus drivers at Bow Bus Garage are taking 3 days of strike action in a dispute over working conditions, fatigue and scheduling. Workers say long duties and limited recovery time between shifts are leaving staff exhausted and under pressure. Good afternoon. So we're live down at Bow Bus Garage. Today, the bus drivers are currently on strike for the next 3 days until Monday, the 23rd of March. The reason the bus drivers are on strike, drivers say they're being pushed to work excessive long shifts with inadequate breaks and sometimes have less than 10 hours between a shift. As we can see in the scene behind, the bus drivers are currently on the picket line and we'll be conducting some interviews shortly.
Schedules. Fatigue, really. We've had new duties come in May and June last year, and they're unacceptable. And we canvassed the drivers, and they said, we want to go back to the sort of duties we had 5 years ago, when we didn't have joint compilation, for example, doing 2 routes on the same day. The projected profit. It's all about they call it cost. We choose to call it profit, which it really is.
The schedules, they're asking the drivers to plug in the buses and unplug them as well, and the schedules are not what they used to be, so they want to revert back to the duty cards or time frames that they had a couple of years ago, and that's where they was getting plenty of rest and adequate recovery times plus time off, if you like. But now recently what's happened is, as you know, most of the operators, they're in business just to make the profit, and what they've done is they're obviously pushing an agenda where they want to actually maximize their profit. They don't care if you're fatigued or whatever. They're not looking for what matters to you or your interests, as long as it serves the purpose of the company overall. And this is where the downfall is. And unfortunately, drivers are slowly waking up. They're not going to be a slave to the system. They're not going to put public life in jeopardy. Most recently, in the last 2 weeks, if you like, or the 3 weeks, we've seen over 5-6 buses that have gone inside the shops. Drivers fallen asleep or whatever, and they're so overworked. It's at a cost of human lives.
One driver summed up the feeling among staff in simple terms.
They were human, but they're treating us like we're machines. We're sick and fed up of the long duties that we're forced to do. We're currently, we're doing about 10-hour duties. We don't get enough break in between shifts. Minimum, they give us about 9.5 hours, and they expect us to come back to work the next day. But they don't realise the amount of hours we're putting into the shifts. At the end, we're human, but they're treating us like we're machines.